Hello everybody, welcome back. Today I am working on my Huswif housewife needle roll thingamajiggy. So, as you can see, I made some changes from the previous video. I went with this floral fabric at the top, both here and here, because I just felt like they matched better. I think this was from an old pillowcase or sheet. This was from a napkin, a set of napkins that I picked up through Facebook Marketplace. This fabric I really love. Now, I did use the back side of it. The front side is a little more, let me pull you in a little more. The front side is a little darker. I wanted it to look more faded, and since you could see the colors through there, and that's how I stitched it. I didn't want to thread paint the flowers. I started to, but I didn't like it. So it's a sort of kind of thread painting. And then I decided to use this, which was from a linen sample. So it could have been at one time a pillowcase in somebody's home. So I feel like this makes it sort of more like use what you've got. So now I need to figure out the lining. And I'm really struggling with that. I was going to use part of this tablecloth because I really love the embroidery on it. But now I just realized, if I use that for the lining, part of it will be blank up here. Scooch it down a little, Martha. Okay. Part of it will be blank up here, but if I want to make pockets, this would be covered up. So I don't think that's a good idea. So I'm going to back up a few steps. And let's see. I was going to use muslin, but it's not going to have any decor on it, and it's going to be very thin. And I wanted to have a little, not muslin, this is part of the sheet. The sheet, see, fitted sheet with elastic in it. So I'm not going to do that. Boy, would have been good to decide this beforehand, huh? Okay, so I do have this piece here. This is the rest of the napkin that I cut this part off of. So if I do that, what I'm thinking I want to do is I want to have enough to fold over for binding the front. And I think I can get away with not needing much. I don't need much at the bottom because it's hemmed. Oh, for goodness sakes, you can't see. I'm zooming you in. Close your eyes. Okay, open your eyes. So the bottom is hemmed in a very pretty simple stitch. So I could pull this up this way. This would come in this way but be folded over like this. Okay. So if I did that, the top I think would be fine that way. The top is seamed. However, this part here is going to be covered by the frame. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is I am going to aim to leave myself enough. I have to leave myself enough down here. It gets narrower at the top. Close your eyes. Open your eyes. It gets narrow enough at the top because I had to cut this part because it has to fit the frame. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm always scared if I tear, it's not going to be straight, but I know if I cut, it definitely won't be straight. So let's hope that I did this okay. My lack of confidence comes from messing up in the past. So just bear with me. Trying to get all the floof off here. All right. I meant to put lotion on my hands and forgot again. Because as soon as I put lotion on my hands, I usually have to either go to the bathroom, prepare food, or wash dishes, and that means I have to wash my hands and get the... Okay, so that would go like that. I really should iron it down because I need to know my parameters for putting pockets and so forth on the inside. Okay, so there's that. Yeah, I think that'll work fine. I'm going to stick a couple of pins in here. This is a very thick linen, densely woven linen. So even these nice little sharp pins, hair or something in my mouth, have a bit of a time getting through here. I hope this finds everybody well. Please pull up a project and stitch along with me, whatever you're working on. If you haven't finished your Huswif, Huswif needle roll thingamajiggy, then let's get stitching. And if you have, hey, more power to you. I was going to work on a different project and record it, and I thought, you know, I only have another week to get this done. I got to get going. I need to be producing this faster than a project that I'm doing that is just for my own fancy, you know, because I want to improve my skills. So I'm going to lay this down this way. I'm going to lay this here. Ow! I am leaving the bottom a little wider because I figure it'll be more useful that way. I'll be able to sort of stuff more stuff in it. Plus, I already stitched it without even thinking that it was wider than it should be for fitting the frame at the top. And it's okay. That's fine. The bottom can be a little wider than the top. Yeah, it's not going to affect how I'm going to utilize the frame on this. Excuse me. So I hope you are having a good day and you are doing whatever floats your boat and makes you happy and relaxes you. And I am probably going to do this in a couple of different parts because I think there's a pocket. I have not figured out pockets or anything for the inside yet. Not a single thing. Not a one. So there's that. I have not figured out what I want to put in here, how I want to put it in here, so I'm a bit behind on that. I just needed to figure out my lining. I don't know if you can see this very well, but I put some French knots. I'll move the light closer. French knots here. And then I did some little, just straight stitches, but like 3 of them in a row. I saw somebody do that on a video recently, and I thought, I love that look. I also added, now some of these were here, like these lilac-y looking ones were already here, and that one. And I added the rest of them. I added the blue, some white, some of these little flowers and leaves on here. So I hope that's showing up. I think if I hold it still long enough, it will. Okay. All right. So, yeah. And I have to be able to fold that up there. So I'm going to take this pin out. I have to remember to save the bottom too. Okay. Ow. Thick, thick, thick. All righty. Lots of pins. I think what I'm going to do is iron this in this direction after I get off camera so that I can tell where I need to put things. And I can only put things up to about here. So, what I need to do, this is going to be the inside. Of course, I can make it, anything I have, I can make that wide. Now I had some pre-made pockets, but I don't think I'm going to use them. I actually made these for another project, and they'll be a little wide. I could use them. I like that side way better. That would make a really pretty pocket right there. I would have to put something across the top there, maybe some lace. I do like that one. This one, I don't know. I could just do 2 pockets here, pocket here, because my pins and needles are going to go somewhere else. And this way I could like put my little scissors in there. These are big scissors, but where are my little ones? They're here somewhere. Oh my good gracious. And since I made these for something else, I don't know what I did with them. My little silver, here they are. My little like cuticle scissors, I could potentially put those in there, make a little case for them and put them in there. I could make little flaps to come over here. Move that one up. I could make a flap to go here. And since these are already done, basically I could, I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. I could sew a couple more things on here, like maybe a couple of yo-yos or something. But I think I'm going to do that because this way I can get it done quicker. And putting the frame on is going to make it a little more tricky for me. So, all right. I wasn't going to go with those. Now all these pins have to come back out again because I'm a genius that way, you know. So I'm just going to try to sort of finger press right here. Okay. What was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. The frame is going to take me a little time to maneuver. The plan I have for it. And then I also had, I have to figure out how I'm going to close it up. And that's going to be another issue. I thought I had it worked out, but I don't know if what I planned on doing is going to work. So I'll have to work that out in my brain. I've had some other things on my mind, so I haven't been focused on this the last couple of days. But I need to get snapping here. Because, you know, the end of the month is only a week away. For me, it's less than that for you. You're going to see this in a couple of days from when I'm filming this. So, okay. So I think if I put this here and I stitch that down, I'm trying to think if I'm doing this right. So this is going to go, oh my goodness, that'll go on the other side of this. So that would be the front, that would be the back. Now, I need something to go over the top there. Do I need to line this so things don't get hung up on that? Probably. But when I line it, I could also do a flap. I could do that. Okay, fabric. So if I did a lining like this, and I did a flap that came down like, did a lining, and then did a flap to come down over the top, I could put a button here and keep that closed, and then thread, thread bobbins or these things, you know, that I keep my threads on. Or if I wanted to put my silk threads in there, some spools of silk thread, I could put those in there. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. All right. No, that still won't work. Because if I do that, then I'd be putting them in here, and I want that lined. Oh, Martha. So that would put the pocket behind it like that. Okay. I'm going to use muslin. Not muslin, sheet. More sheeting. Because I don't want to... Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. She's a little bit wild. She's a little carried away. All right. So, it's all curly. Big scissors. Okay. Use what you've got. And I'm okay with cutting that sort of ridge away from that fabric, because I probably just cut some of my stitches too. All right, so I am going to do that as one lining. And then this one should fit the other lining. The other pocket for a lining. Okay. Come on. Scooch down just a little bit. don't like to cut fabric because I never do a good job of it. But I'm trying to not have so much fraying. Alrighty. So there's that. I don't know that I'm going to put an elastic topped pocket in it. I mean, I could, essentially, I could take this and put this here. No. I'm not going to mess with that. I need to get this thing done before the end of the month. Come April, I don't know what the next prompt is going to be. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to partake in the next prompt because I got something happening that is going to be taking my time and focus for at least a few weeks, if not longer, probably longer. I'm going to try and get this to just be a little straighter. Don't know if that worked or not, because that sure as heck does not look straight to me at all. Oy, oy, oy. Martha. Okay. Alrighty. Now, I don't really care about these sides or bottom because this one, well, this one is going on the bottom. This is going to go on top, but I have to cover this with like a ribbon. I'll stitch it down with like a ribbon or something. And the sides are going to be enclosed when I fold the sides over. Just thinking in my head. When I stop, I'm thinking in my head. So I need to stitch the top. And I just need to sort of throw some basting stitches in the bottom and the side. So am I going to use ribbon? That's a question. That's a loaded question for sure. Let's see. Yeah, that's a loaded question, all right. I don't know. You can't. This is my ribbon box. I gave up with trying to hang them. So I don't want to blind you. Now, is that going to look too new and fancy and frilly? Am I just going to use some sort of fabric to bind it with? Yeah, I don't like that. Okay. Lace, maybe? Wow. Can I do lace? All right, let's just stitch. I'm going to turn the camera off and stitch this because we're already 23 minutes in. So I'm going to turn the camera off, stitch this, and I'll be back with the next part. Stitch this and stitch this. And I'll be back with the next part once I decide what I'm topping these with. And I'll see you in a moment. Don't go anywhere. So I got muslin stitched to the back, and I just did, you know, just a stitch. And I topped this pocket with some folded over fabric that comes from a linen pack. This fabric came from the same linen pack. And this one I just I stitched the back and I just put lace at the top. I'm going to take some sort of blue, and I'm going to just whip stitch, I think, over the top with a thicker blue at some point. But I will do that off camera. So I'll either use a 3 or a 5 for that and go through these holes here. So I also sewed a button on this one. This one I'm going to put a flap that comes down, I think. I'm not sure if I'm going to put a small button there. I may have some snaps downstairs. Don't know. If I do, they're pretty old. And this is a covered button that I did. I took an old button and I covered it with fabric. I got that idea from Create and Craft with Christine. I did a few, then I stopped doing them. I need to do some more because I really like the effect. And I'm thinking if I do a flap, I may do a buttonhole. It's a big button. That would be a big buttonhole. But anyway, yeah, so not sure, but this needed a little dressing up. I also did a little rosette there. You know, did the 5 spokes and then just used a variegated thread to do that. Now, when I left previously, I thought I was going to have this, the front facing down. This would be the lining. And I was thinking in my head, which was completely backwards, that this would go here, this would go here, those would be pockets, and that I was going to fold this over this way. However, that's not the idea I had. The idea I had was to use the lining and bind it this way. Don't know where my brain was going with that, but that's what I was thinking. Now, however, I'm sort of kind of thinking I'm not going to do either. But I'm still deciding that. So that's something I'm going to work through today. I'm going to post this video so it's posted. I'm really trying to get this done by the end of March, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I do have, the end of March is Sunday, the 31st. Then, of course, we won't get another prompt until that Wednesday. So you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So really, I have, today is Monday as I'm finishing up this filming. I started it yesterday. I'm finishing it today. So I have a little over a week. And I'm sure I will figure it out then. I also have a couple of more parts to this that I wanted to figure out. That goes with me doing the clasp purse at the top. So I'm going to go off, figure out how I'm going to either self-bind this with that, but then I have to figure out what to do for the pockets on the inside. And what I was thinking was to fold this under and just stitch it down, because then this edge will be finished if I fold it over to the front. And I may do that and just make these edges folded down, and that'll shrink the pockets to the right width. Once this is folded under and goes to the front like that, and I could just whip stitch around there with blue thread. So we'll see. I'm not sure yet, but that's the end of this video, and I will say goodbye and thank you for being here and happy crafting. And I'll be posting the next video either tomorrow or the day after that. Depends on how much I can get done. So thanks for being here. This is going to be the main project for the next week or until it's finished. So thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy crafting. Thanks. Bye.